Being at a football type school at Auburn and at Tennessee, man, when things are clicking, when the football team's playing well, when basketball's playing well, and we experienced that. Like Coach Fulmer had things going well on the football side. Candace Parker's under Pat Summitt. Monica Abbott was, dominating the softball field. And then we were coming, and it felt great to me because we could finally fit in with all the other programs. But, you mentioned the Coach Fulmer story on your recruitment, if you will, to Tennessee. What are maybe some Coach Summitt stories that you have from being in Knoxville and sharing an office just down the hall?
Well, a couple stories that I remember I remember one time we just didn't want to practice hard after something, and guys just didn't want to go. And you know how it was with me, Dane. We'd practice, we'd go, and if they didn't want to go, we just ran. I mean, I'm not going to waste my time at practice teaching and coaching. If you guys aren't going to lock in, let's just get on the line. Let's run. We didn't run sprints at the end of practice because practice had enough running in it without. And I remember one time I took him off the floor, and I said, I will not have – you see that name on that floor? See that name right there, Pat Summitt? We're not going to disgrace this floor playing like that. Get your asses up in the practice gym or something like that. That was one story. Yep. And then the other story, but Pat used to come by and watch practice. I watched her practice, and she'd walk out right in the middle of our practices and, stand next to me. And she walks out one time, and we're not having a great practice. She said, and she knows the answers to the questions before she asks them. He says, what's that drill you're working on right now? And I looked at her, I said, well, that's our fast break. That's our 4-1 fast break drill. She said, well, let me tell you something about it. There ain't nothing fast about that drill. And walks off. She knew it was a fast break drill, and she saw my guys not running full speed. Well, I brought our guys in and lit them up, But that was our relationship in the sense that we could say anything together. We went through things personally off the court. We were friends off the court. And I did have a chance to see her at her best. And I also saw her when she was declining. And the one thing that I'll always take away from that, even a year or two before it became noticeable, and then maybe even 3 years before it became public, I saw it because she saw it. Pat's grandma died at 59 of dementia and had the same disease. And what scared Pat to death was she knew it was coming. She saw it. And she began to question her own abilities, and she began to defer too much to her staff. And before it was ever sort of diagnosed, something wasn't quite right. And then, of course, when she was diagnosed, I think it was her family history as much as anything that went, oh, gosh, this is how it's going to end. And it was so very sad. We lost an amazing person way, way, way too soon in life. But to God be the glory. God got her, and we lost her.
And she is terrific. I'll piggyback on that. And I remember reaching out to her once after my playing days. I happened to have her cell phone number, or maybe I got it from you, but I was considering getting in coaching. And I thought, you know what? I got this great resource here. Might as well call. The worst that can happen is she doesn't call back. Well, she called me back like within 2 hours. And she says, and at the time I didn't know what she was going to do, but she said, yeah, Dane, sorry, I've been up north here. I'm at the Mayo Clinic getting some medical tests done, and then just went on and started giving me advice about coaching. And then I find out later, she's really going up there for a second opinion to find out if she's got early onset dementia. But going through what should be the most anxious time in your life to look down and call somebody like me who can do nothing for her to call me back just shows you what a special person she was.